How's it going, guys? Preston here again. Finally getting to do a little bit of tractor stuff. Finally. Feels like all I've done is put out hay for what feels like 2 years. I know it's not good, but that's what it feels like. This is one of my most favorite things to do. I just like being in here. But anyways, today I'm spreading a little fertilize. Today's the 25th of April. It is an absolute gorgeous day. Got hardly any clouds in the sky. It's about 70 degrees today. Got some rain coming tomorrow. A little bit more of a chance on Saturday. Sunday, a little bit of a chance, and then come Monday, really supposed to rain. So that'll be good to get this fertilized out. I hate that it's taken me as long as it has. I should have done it last week, but you know, things get in the way. That happens. Got my brother-in-law out here with me today helping, and he's not been here whenever I've been taking a video, so if you see him in the background, that's who that is today. Last time that I took a video, I was talking about the concrete drinkers that we put in, which can kind of give you an idea of where that is in comparison to where I am now. You can kind of see one over there in the distance, and then the second one is back over this way. So I had made the comment that somebody I know had told me that it's a good idea to put a horny head in those concrete tanks to help with algae and keeping them clean. And my cousin, who's helped me out a ton with all this stuff since his dad passed, he called after he had watched that last video, and he said that he had heard that it's a good idea to put goldfish in there. So I'm going to try it both. There's 2 tanks. I'm going to do a little bit of a test, and I'm going to put goldfish in one of them, and I'm going to put maybe 2 horny heads in the other one and see if I see any kind of difference between the 2. Who knows if it'll work at all? I don't know. I don't have a clue. But it'd be neat to see. I have no idea where to go buy goldfish in Ashe County. Might have to go to Petco and Wilkes or something. I don't have a clue. But I'm going to figure it out because like you saw the last video that I put on here, they've not been installed and had water going, but maybe a month. And in a month's time, they've already got algae growing in them. So if it helps a little, it's worth something. But I'm going to be kind of bouncing on here and off here today. We've got a few different fields that we're going to try and get done. And as always, when I'm up here, it's not the earliest in the day. Did have school today, so it's after 5 o'clock now. So it'll be kind of a late evening tonight, unfortunately. But I am going to be traveling around to some different fields that I've not kind of shown. And, you know, the whole reason that I was doing this. 1 second.
Over here, more to your left in front of the barn, you want to put the extra. I didn't see all of the field, but I was thinking that was the finished part.
All right. I love radios. My friends that maybe might watch this, I don't know if you watch them or not, but I get made fun of a lot because I like radios. But they are so stinking handy for everything. Like right now, it's the perfect time to use them. But we've got them in all sorts of different things. We keep them in our trucks and keep them in our side-by-sides. Got one to put in here, but haven't really put it in here, so we've just been using some handheld radios. But They do come in handy, especially up here because there is 0 cell service. So hopefully future generation that I'm talking to now, hopefully by the time you're here, hopefully there's a cell tower up this way somewhere until you get service. Hopefully. But what I was saying earlier, we are going to be going to some different fields, and I'll share a little bit of info that I know of those. And, hopefully you'll get to see some new stuff. The future folks that I'm making this video for, hopefully you hear something that can help you one day. Hopefully so. We'll see in just a little bit. All right, so we've traded off. Josh is going to spread a little, and I'm going to walk around a bit and check out these mirror fount water tanks we had put in. They're still working on the water crossing down here, so in order for them to get the water crossing fixed, they had to get rid of the fence. Well, when they got rid of the fence, we have some visitors down here, and they don't really want to leave, and I get it. Plus, you know, there's no way I can fix the fence right now anyways, because they're still working on the crossing. But it looks quite different than the last video whenever I had you on here. So here's what we've got now. Last time, whenever I was taking a little video, we were at the top of that little bank over there looking down at the trench. They got all that water line covered up and some 2+ rock put down. So that'll be very nice. But let's check out these water tanks. I don't have my rangefinder with me today to really range where this water line is, you know, from the riverbank or anything like that. We do have water, which is awesome. Pretty pumped about that. We got gravel pads out here now. And we're just about to wrap this thing up. The only thing that's left to really be done is the fence. I'd kind of talk to you a little bit about that. I guess I could mention it while I'm here standing beside of it. So this ditch line where the water crossing is, there's a little branch where all the water runs out of the mountain up here. And so when it runs down this, you can kind of see this real brushy looking area right over in here. So the water comes down out of the mountain over here, and it starts as a little spring back in there. Actually, I think there's a couple, and they end up connecting down here, and that's where the cattle have been drinking for a long time, because it turns into a 3 or 4 foot wide little branch. It's not deep at all, but it's enough water for the cattle. But that's what we've got to fence out. And so the new fence is going to replace this old janky stuff here behind of me. We've got fence that goes along the edge of this pasture where we normally winter them. We normally feed hay in here, which is why we put the water tanks in here. We also try to get a couple of bales off of it in the summertime. It doesn't do much because we end up overgrazing it because I don't do the best stuff that I should, but I'm learning. We're learning, and hopefully it'll get better. But anyways, we do try to get a couple bales out of it, and that's why we're out here fertilizing it today. We're not putting a ton of fertilizer on it because it's just, it needs some work. And I actually had a phone call with a guy today with a company of some spray that I've been seeing advertised on Facebook. You know how that goes, you know, once you look at one thing on Facebook or Instagram, well, once you look at it on the internet, then that's all your ads are on your computer. Well, might need to pick up the pace just a little bit or go just a little bit farther apart. But it's it's called Pro Calcium, something along those lines. It's supposed to. All right. Well, we've got a few more we got to put in there it'll do that again for sure. But it's a calcium spray that's supposed to take place of lime, and it's a little cheaper than lime, has more benefits than lime. It works a whole lot faster than lime. You know, lime will take 6 months or so before you see progress. This is supposed to be within a week. So I think we may give it a little bit of a test run and see how it works. I'm going to try and call him back and order some of that. I'll share with you how that goes. Something I'd want to share with you while I don't know if I can turn this camera around here. No, I can't. I don't know if you can really see the hillside over here, but you can tell this hillside looks very different than this one. And there's parts of this one that's really clean there in that little saddle over there, and going up there by those trees. I've had a guy come help us out. You know, whenever Dad was living, it was me and him about every afternoon after school going and weed eating that with weed eaters and with a saw blade on it. And literally it took all of your springtime to try and get that done. And with Josh's schedule and my schedule, they don't always line up. And so I reached out for some help. Found a guy with a Ventrac mower, which is absolutely awesome. If you've never seen him work before, y'all can check him out. He mowed that sideways, and it's steep. It may not look as steep in this video, but you can see back there behind me, it's a pretty good sized hill. But he mowed that sideways back and forth with that Ventrac, and he came back this week and started some on that middle section that I showed you that's a little bit bushier. Plan to go back in next week or so after this rain comes and go and spray it, keep the blackberries and greenbriers from popping back up and that kind of stuff. But we'll get Josh filled back up here and we'll go another round. So real quick, just a real quick clip before we make it on up to this next field. In the background, you'll probably see that some of this fence here is just absolutely awful. And it is. And my father would always say, oh, there's no point in making it nice. The river's just going to mess it up anyways. And as you can see, I'm right beside the river. Right here's the fence. It floods. And when it floods, it gets in the fence. And when it gets in the fence, it's just going to tear it up, whether it's a $1,000 fence or a $200 fence. So we're going to keep rocking a $200 fence, future Robertses, or whoever you are. There's no point. No point. So we're here at the last field that we needed to get done today. And it's actually not too awful late. But this field here is what we call the haul place. It's joins up with everything else that is kind of back where we were at before. But it was purchased back in the 70s by a guy with the last name Hall. So there you have the haul place. But this is our biggest field that we've got. Unfortunately, we don't have anything super huge, although it would be extremely helpful if we did. We'd have a whole lot more hay, but you got to roll with what you got, and we do. It's a good field. It's pretty down here. But I did notice while I was down here. So neighbors, if you just happen to be watching this, I don't know why you would, because I don't even know who is watching these, but if a neighbor does just so happen to stumble upon this, I found your salt block down here in the corner of the field. Won't be getting rid of that, just so you know. Just, I don't know. I don't think that salt blocks for deer just randomly pop up and grow in a field, but I could be wrong. Maybe I just haven't seen it before. But either way, whether it be here on purpose or here by accident, it will not be here tomorrow. I can assure you that. I tell you, you always got to watch out for people that you think you know pretty good. You just never know, and they're just going to help themselves and just whatever without asking. But that's part of it, I guess. But I'll be back with a video in the next week or so. I did one just a couple of days ago and didn't really feel like doing another one, but I felt like spreading fertilizer would be a good thing to share. I know that farming videos on YouTube, and I just ran out. Farming videos on YouTube have kind of taken off, and people have got 1,000 different videos they can watch. I don't know why they'd want to watch mine. Ooh, groundhog hole. But if you do happen to watch mine and you don't want to, watch 1,000 other people spread fertilize, and you want to watch me spread fertilize, then right on. I appreciate it. We've got, like I said before, a couple of days of rain coming up, so we won't be doing a whole lot. But next thing that happens, it's a little bit interesting. Maybe this will be a good time to go get me some goldfish. Maybe that'll be what I do. But I'll be back with you later. And this is Preston again at Rich Hill Farms. We'll see you later.